Hello, I'm Barbara, 36 years old, coming from a small family. Being part of a large celebration like my wedding to GR was an entirely new experience. The atmosphere was vibrant, alive with music, laughter, and the chatter of GR's expansive family. With over 220 people in attendance, it felt surreal to be in such a huge gathering. It was a wonderful chance to reconnect with relatives, enjoy delicious food, and embrace the festive spirit. However, that joyous night took an unexpected turn, transforming what should have been a celebration into something uncomfortable. Just as I was starting to enjoy myself, my mother-in-law, Karen, made her presence known. She seemed intent on belittling me, fueled by her unfounded belief that I couldn't have children. Little did she know, her assumptions were completely off base. Disclosing the truth about my struggles was the last thing I felt equipped to do at that moment. My journey to motherhood had been fraught with medical appointments, emotional turmoil, and shattered dreams. As if that weren't enough, Karen, who should have been a source of support, repeatedly teased me about my supposed inability to conceive. Approaching me at the party, she said, "Barbara, dear, still no news on the baby front? You might want to pick up the pace. Time is running out." "Oh, are you infertile? What a pity. I wish my son had married someone who could actually have kids." Her words hit me like a slap in the face. I was stunned by her audacity and rudeness, my cheeks flushing with shock. I could only stammer in response. "Excuse me, could you say that again? The music is quite loud. I didn't quite catch that." To my dismay, Karen crossed a line by commandeering the microphone from the DJ. Suddenly, all eyes were on her, and dread washed over me as I braced for what was to come. "May I have your attention, everyone?" she called out, her voice echoing across the room. My heart sank as I sensed the impending disaster. "Some of you may know Barbara, GR's wife. I hadn't intended to do this, but I see it as a learning opportunity, not just for her, but for all of us. After all, we're one big family, right?" My husband, GR, sensing the shift, began pushing through the crowd toward the DJ booth. He knew his mother wouldn't say anything kind about me, but he was still too far away to intervene. "Look at Barbara. It's surprising she isn't expecting a baby after 8 years of marriage to GR, but it's not her fault. I assume she's struggling with fertility issues." "Mom, that's enough." GR's voice rose in protest, but it was barely a whisper compared to the booming microphone. Karen pressed on, undeterred. "GR, this is an opportunity for growth. Barbara, I know facing the truth can be hard, but it's necessary. The reality is you're dealing with infertility, and it's affecting our time together. We're not getting any younger, and I'm eager for grandchildren. Maybe it's time for you two to consider options like surrogacy or even a different path altogether, like divorce." My face burned with embarrassment, a sea of eyes fixed on me, as if I were on display. All I wanted was for the ground to swallow me whole. The weight of shame pressed down on me, overwhelming and suffocating. Thankfully, GR finally reached her side, putting an end to the public spectacle. I stood frozen, feeling as if I were trapped in a moment of icy shock, desperately wishing for escape as I absorbed the stares of nearly 250 people around me. Despite GR's attempt to intervene, the damage was done. Some guests looked at me with disdain, while others offered sympathetic glances. Yet a significant number seemed to revel in my humiliation, as if experiencing it alongside me. As someone who shies away from pity, this was the most unsettling emotion to face. A profound sense of powerlessness washed over me. I had always been outspoken, but now I found myself mute in front of this judging audience. The DJ tried to revive the festive atmosphere and downplay the awkward situation, but the harm had already been inflicted. While some returned to their conversations, I sensed the undercurrent of gossip beginning to swirl. I swiftly withdrew, overwhelmed by a feeling of being unwelcome and unvalued. The sight of GR and Karen locked in a heated discussion only intensified my desire to escape. Seeking refuge, I retreated to the nearest bathroom, where I broke down in tears that felt endless. Then came a gentle knock on the door, shattering my moment of solitude. It was GR, concern etched on his face. His reaction to my tear-streaked cheeks took me by surprise. "After today, I'm cutting ties with that woman," he declared firmly. "But GR, she's your mother," I protested. "True, but she's also a bully. You don't deserve that. We can leave right now if you want. I'm here for you." "No, that would mean giving in." "What did you say to her?" he asked, recounting how he had confronted her about her disrespectful remarks. questioning why she would humiliate me in front of our guests. I still can't believe she said those things, I murmured. I know, my love, I've let her control you for too long, and I'm sorry it had to get this far. As we embraced, my tears continued to flow, a testament to the depth of my feelings for him. Growing up, I had learned to be tough and hide my emotions, but GR was always there to catch my tears and help me feel better. Pulling back slightly, I looked into his warm brown eyes, a reminder of how much I cared for him. Even with tears streaming down my face, I managed a small smile, attempting to mask my embarrassment. Remember how we first met? I asked. GR chuckled. Of course, how could I forget that day? We both laughed, reminiscing about the time we argued over the last plug in the university library, which led to a heartfelt conversation that brought us closer together. We exchanged numbers, and the rest, as they say, is history. I love you so much, GR, I said, my voice filled with sincerity. I adore you, Barbara, more than anything. If you want to leave this dull party ruined by my mother's foolishness, just say the word. GR reflected on the difficult news we had received. His nod conveyed the weight of the moment. We were putting in so much effort, and I thought I might be the one unable to have kids. Learning that it was you facing infertility was even harder for me. I was ready to take on that challenge, but you're just so incredible. I never expected it to be you. I never wished that for you. I'm truly sorry. I understand, darling. It was a tough time for both of us, but we got through it together, and we'll overcome this too. GR smiled at me, love shining in his eyes. It struck me then how we were a team, ready to face whatever life threw our way. You should be honest with her, he suggested. What? I can't do that. I should have been truthful with the family from the start. I had no idea she harbored this much resentment about us not having kids yet, and to make it worse, she automatically blames you. If I had been honest from the beginning, none of this would have happened. Don't be too hard on yourself, GR. You know how irrational your mother can be. Even if you had told her the truth, she would have found another way to embarrass me. It's okay, love. I don't mind if she dislikes me, but I can't bear the thought of her disapproving of you because of your infertility. You know how fixated she is on continuing the family line. It's ridiculous, really. She invited an astonishing 220 people to this event. That seems quite excessive. No, I won't agree to this. Just stay here for a moment. Before I could ask where he was going, he loosened his grip and stepped out of the bathroom. Still reeling from the embarrassment, I decided to heed his advice and remain where I was. After what felt like an eternity, 16 minutes, my worry deepened. Had GR made a foolish move, like revealing our family name or exposing himself to the gathering? Just as those thoughts crept in, he returned. Thank goodness. I was about to rush out to stop you, I said, relief washing over me. You might want to try, but I won't let you, he replied, a mysterious glint in his eyes. What do you mean? What have you done? I was taken aback when GR handed me a stack of papers. What are these? I asked, my heart sinking. My infertility results and your high fertility results. I printed them out in the library. My stomach churned. How could he have taken such a step without discussing it with me? And now he expected me to confront Karen with these documents? I couldn't shame him like that. I can't, GR. I made it clear I wouldn't do this. I can't just show these to her. But Barbara, she humiliated you in front of everyone. She deserves a reality check. She should feel embarrassed for being so wrong. I understand, but I just can't. It wouldn't be fair to you. I don't care about that. She's the one who should be embarrassed. Being unable to have children is nothing to be ashamed of. While society may look down on it, there are ways to address it, and I'm ready to face those challenges. We should explore different paths to starting a family. I looked up at him, touched by his unwavering support. How could he be so willing to put himself on the line like this? It had been a sensitive issue for us, but in that moment, as I gazed into his caring eyes, I felt the warmth of healing and personal growth that had led him to this understanding. But GR, it's not just about that, it's also that she's never respected me. She hasn't tried to understand my struggles, and now she ridicules my infertility as if it's something. He pulled me closer, wrapping his arm around me. I know, Barbara, that's why we need to take a stand. We won't tolerate this any longer. Looking up at GR, I felt grateful for his strength. Okay, let's do it. We stepped outside to face the crowd. Thankfully, It seemed like everyone had resumed their celebrations, unaware that more chaos was brewing. I shared a final reassuring look with GR, and he nodded, leading me toward the DJ booth where I had faced humiliation moments earlier. Taking the microphone, GR commanded attention. Listen up, everyone, we have something important to share. Once again, all eyes turned toward him. Earlier today, my wife was unfairly and rudely attacked for no good reason. Now she wants to share her side of the story. He passed the mic to me, and I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of everyone's gaze. Scanning the crowd, I locked eyes with Karen, who glared at me with disdain as she approached the booth. Hello, as you may know, I'm GR's wife, and Karen is my mother-in-law. I won't repeat the hurtful words spoken about me, but it's time to set the record straight. That's enough, Karen interjected, stepping closer. Unfazed, my confidence surged. You will not interrupt me. I gave you a chance to speak, and now it's my turn. Taken aback by my defiance, Karen fell silent. I pressed on. I'm tired of her constant rudeness stifling my growth and self-worth. GR was right. I need to put her in her place. As I was saying, I won't repeat the falsehoods, but I value truth. If misinformation about my family is being spread, even if it's private, I need to correct it. Turning to Karen directly, I declared, you think I'm unable to conceive, but here's the real truth. GR is the one with fertility issues. I handed her the documents, and the crowd erupted in murmurs and gasps. I quickly glanced at GR. Not only was he holding up well, but he was also smiling and laughing at the shocked expressions surrounding us. The most entertaining reaction came from my mother-in-law. A heavy silence descended over the room, capturing everyone's attention, while Karen's face went pale, as if I'd just delivered a stunning blow. What are you saying? This can't be true, she exclaimed. Indeed, it is true, and just to clarify, I happen to have a high fertility rate, I announced. Gasps and whispers rippled through the gathering, creating a moment that felt straight out of a movie. Hesitating, Karen turned to GR. I'm at a loss for words. Why didn't you tell me this? Perhaps because I wasn't ready. Infertility is a delicate topic, and I wouldn't have expected you to handle it well if our roles were reversed, GR explained. But airing my wife's private matters in front of everyone didn't sit right with me. I felt it was necessary to set the record straight. I'm truly sorry, GR, Karen said, genuine regret creeping into her voice. Save your apologies for Barbara, not me, GR shot back, taking the microphone from my hands. He started chanting, apologize, over and over again. Gradually, the crowd joined in, urging Karen to admit her wrongdoing. Yet, despite the mounting pressure, she held her ground, disdain etched on her face. I won't do it. She doesn't deserve an apology. If I was wrong about the fertility issue, why didn't she just speak up? It's her fault for not clearing things earlier, and now she wants to publicly embarrass me. The crowd began to jeer, turning against her like an audience booing a bad performance. Humiliated in her own home, Karen hurried inside, desperate to escape the scrutiny. But that wasn't the end of the story. While the celebration continued, Karen stayed locked in her room. Despite several attempts by aunts and uncles to coax her out, she clung to her pride, leaving a bitter taste in everyone's mouths. Meanwhile, the rest of the family mingled, some close relatives praising our courage, while others didn't fully grasp the extent of her negativity. The night ended on a note of unity, capturing the spirit of a family reunion despite the earlier drama. The following day, GR received a call from one of his aunts, who informed us that the family had decided to exclude Karen from future gatherings until she apologized. They also suggested keeping some distance until she matured and took responsibility. I wholeheartedly supported that decision. I had no interest in enduring her hurtful comments again. The family's choice didn't surprise me, given Karen's obstinate nature. However, it was shocking to realize our family had officially split because of her unwavering animosity towards me. GR and I agreed it was time to move on. We couldn't continue to tolerate Karen's toxic behavior. Protecting our mental well-being was crucial, especially as we aspired to build our own family without regrets. We sent Karen a farewell email, sharing our feelings, and GR left her a voice message expressing his desire for her presence in our lives but firmly rejecting toxicity. As expected, she never replied, and we've had no word from her since. Clearly, her pride mattered more to her than a connection with future grandchildren. Goodbye to toxic relationships. As they say, we were better off without her. Yet, deep down, A twinge of sadness lingered, particularly for GR. After all, Karen was still his mother. I had envisioned a close bond in the future, but that seemed increasingly unlikely. I didn't know what her situation was now, and frankly, I didn't care. What I did know was that I would always remember that day, and I wouldn't let anyone undermine my self-worth again.